We broke up.
Yeah, yeah, and like the interview didn't save, so like we just have to start all over again if you don't mind.
Yeah, okay.
No, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome again due to technical difficulty. Please welcome the senior barber himself, Mr. Tyeskie. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. I've been excited all day.
hmm Okay, how did you start it off singing?
I actually started out in church. Like I said, just like any other singer. I started out in church. I got my first solo when I was about 7 years old at church, and that's when I really figured out that's what I wanted to do.
No, okay, yeah, that's it. Like most R&B singers, they started off at church. First, it's like before you get that record deal, before you get signed to that record deal, you gotta sing for the Lord
Of
because
course,
he's gonna open doors for you. He's gonna make a way for you.
of course. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
hmm Okay, tell us about your latest single. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry is that's that's kind of dear to me. I like that record. I don't I know you've heard it, but in that first intro, when I first come on, and I started singing, a lot of people said it kind of remind them of the that scene in the Five Heartbeats when Eddie Kane Jr. he came in, he started
Uh-huh.
and he's yeah. So um, I love that song. That song just came to me one day. I was riding and it just popped in my head and I just started writing. I mean, it's so crazy because I had to pull over, because the hook came in my head and so it happened so fast. I had to pull over so I can record it on my phone. So
hmm
that song I really like that song.
Uh-huh. And speaking of the Five Heartbeats, that's one of the top classic movies right
Yes,
there. Like,
yes,
and every time, like, it's shown on TV, it's like just came out.
yes,
Shout
yeah,
out to Leon Robinson.
yeah.
Okay, your other singles, Hooked on You and Hooked on You the remix. Tell us about that.
The Hooked on You remix, that came about because it was supposed to be a ballad. It's supposed to be a ballad, and because I'm more of the sexy, grown and sexy type guy. So I do a lot of ballads. I really like to sing, and so my mixing engineer, he was actually mixing the song, and he hit, I don't know what button he hit, but he hit a button and he was like, wait a minute, we need to try this sound. And so he was like, we need to do a remix. And so the remix is more of an up tempo song. So it definitely caused me to, have to move a little bit more. I have to dance a little bit more.
Mhm.
So that's how that came about.
Uh-huh. And when it comes to Hooked on You, when like you're rehearsing, you definitely need a choreographer. You gotta
Yeah.
like work like all day, overnight if it's possible. Because when you performing that song live,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah. I've been considering, backup dancers as well. So
yeah,
yeah.
backup dance would definitely be perfect when you perform that song live.
Yeah. Yeah,
hmm
so
And
I've been working
mhm.
out, so I can kind of get my energy. I can get my energy up, because I'm gonna have to dance now.
Mm-hmm. And I'm listening to all of your songs. It's like it's like this. You have been in a roller coaster.
Yeah.
In your relationships, and
Well,
you
that's
came
that's
up with
the
it.
that's the idea. The thing about me is I have people on their toes. I have people thinking, and people thinking, well, hey, he's going through this, he's going through that. But the truth of the matter is, like, I just love to write. So it's not, that I'm going through the relationship issue or the relationship problems. I just whatever song come to my head, I just write it. And that's
And that's a great thing to write. If you constantly keep writing, you know, um, writing would keep your minds off of things.
yeah, of course. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
hmm And your other single, "Marry You," which is features some artist, Vicky Monroe. Tell us about that single and that
Oh,
artist.
that song, she did it really, really well. I released that song in 2016, and that song has over 700,000 streams. Um, and she actually, Vicky Monroe, she worked with Avant, and so that's how I found her, the R&B singer Avant. She worked with him, and so I heard I heard her voice. She actually performed live with him one time, and I heard her voice, and I reached out to her, and I said, I got to get you on this single, and so we did it, and I mean, people started getting married to it. You know, people have got married to the song. People overseas got married to the song, and that song is still one of my biggest records right now.
Uh-huh. And speaking of like those songs, songs like that get played at weddings often, and
Yeah,
it's like you would be like at a wedding in person, and you would be singing to the couple during
yeah,
their anniversary.
yeah. I've actually got asked to, to do that. But what they ended up doing, they actually walked down the aisle to the song. Um, so yeah, I've been getting a lot of hits on that. I like that record.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. And speaking of Vaughn, when he listened to your songs, what was his feedback?
Well,
What did he discuss with you?
I haven't talked to Avant personally. Like I said, I just reached out to Vicky Monroe because I knew that she worked with him. But I'm sure that he heard the record, because I've been getting a lot of feedback off the record. So I have not talked to him personally, but Vicky Monroe, she actually put it on her album as well. So that lets me know that, the song is doing pretty good.
Hmm. And speaking of Vaughn, do you look forward to working with him?
I would love to work with Avant. Of course,
Mhm.
of course. He has a really nice tone. I would definitely love to work with Avant. I'm one of those singers. I don't do a lot of riffs and runs. When I listen to artists, I listen to artists, artists like Babyface,
Mhm.
Montel Jordan, something, my caliber, because those singers, they just have really nice tones. They can sing. They don't
Mhm.
do all the extra stuff, that.
Mhm.
And I mean, singers that do that, I mean, they're very talented, but I'm just one of those singers, and I just like to sing. I don't like to
Yeah.
do all the extra stuff.
And when you sing, it relieves stress. Like,
Yeah,
it just keeps your mind off of things. And Avant is definitely one of the greatest teachers that, and he will teach you, like, um, how the game goes. It's like what
yeah,
you should do, what you should do, what you should be consistent at.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
I would
speaking
definitely
of
love to work with him.
Montel Jordan and Babyface, are those two of the singers that influence you the most growing up?
Yes, when I listen to their tones, Brian McKnight as well. I mean, Brian McKnight, his tone is, oh
Hmm.
man, I cannot explain, how his tone is. But yeah, they definitely have inspired me a whole lot.
Hmm. Okay, and your life has a barber. Tell us about that.
I've been a barber for 21 years.
Oh, that's the big number. Congratulations, your
Yeah,
21st anniversary on being a barber.
yeah, I've been a barber for 21 years. I was actually inspired because I found out, some years ago that Anthony Hamilton was a barber, and I had no idea that he was a barber. So I was like, man, like,
Yeah, this is something new to me. I didn't know this
yeah,
as well.
yeah, Anthony Hamilton, he was a barber. He used to be a barber, and so yeah, I was definitely inspired by that. So I'm like, well, man, like, so I just started going by the singing barber, but um, I've been in this business for a while, and I mean, it's pretty fun,
Mhm.
meeting different people like John John from Troop. He's
Oh,
my
shout
men.
out to John
Yeah,
Harrow.
that's my boy. He's my mentor. Steve Russell. I cut his hair. So um, I've been blessed. To meet a
You
lot of
from
people.
California, right?
No, I'm from Dallas.
Oh, you're from Dallas? Okay.
Steve Russell moved from California to Dallas. He's in Dallas now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Mhm. Tell us some more about your relationship with those two members of Truth.
Oh man, John is. I mean, like I said, he's my mentor. I mean, he called me, I called him. He's one of those guys that, we and actually we actually talking about, doing a record together. Me and John, we talking about doing some stuff together. Steve Russell, I've been talking to him about writing something for me. So my experience with them is, I mean, it's good to just have brothers, where I can
Hmm.
just call. I mean, like at the drop of a dime, like I can think of something. I'll be like, hey, John, like, and he just, like I said, he called me, I called him. We talk all the time. He gives me so much advice. I mean, like really, really great advice. I've been an independent artist for years, and he tell me, he said, hey man,
Hmm.
when I got my first plaque, I hit over 1 million streams, and I got my Spotify plaque, and I went number 53 in South Africa, and he's one of the guys. He's like, oh my God, like dude, like you really, really doing it. So John, that's my boy. That's my boy.
Hmm. Hmm. And speaking of Truth, John and Steve, they've been in the business since the 1980s, and they would
Yes.
be like they would be great teachers to you too.
Yeah.
What's best for the music business.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the fact that you're mentioning these people, you making a great choice that you connecting like with these people that have been in the music business for years.
Yeah.
And
Oh
like
yeah.
these artists that you mentioned, they went through their biggest obstacles and they became one of the most like top singers of all time in the industry.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, so performing live. Which song or do you enjoy performing live and why?
Um, I love performing. I would say I'm sorry. I love to perform. I'm sorry. It hits. It hits different. When you're
Mm-hmm.
performing that song. Especially people that have going through relationship problems, relationship issues, and I mean, I want to be that person to get it back together. So
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I mean, when I sing that, I sung that song before, and this guy, he actually hit my inbox, and he was like, "Man," he said, "You sung that song so well." He said it made me want to go home and say I'm sorry to my wife. And so,
Uh-huh.
yeah, those are the stuff that I like to hear. So I
Uh-huh.
definitely love performing that song.
Uh-huh. Because most guys, they're not perfect in their relationship. They do
Right.
their woman dirty. And it's not by accident, it's by purpose. I mean, because most of the guys is like, they want to win in an argument or relationship. And they
Yeah.
realize that, your woman is right. So I'm sorry like speak a lot. I mean it's true. You laughing because you know it's true.
Well, like I said, with men mess up so much, and
Hmm.
you as a man, you have to own up to your
Own up to your
mistakes.
stuff.
And see, that's what a lot of men don't do. They
Hmm.
go around it, but they don't own up to it. And so you definitely have to own up to your mistakes, man. I mean, hey, ain't nothing wrong with saying I'm sorry. Some people be
Yeah.
like, well, I'm gonna wait till she apologized first. No, you the man. You the man. So
Hmm.
you make that
Uh-huh.
step. So I'm
Uh-huh.
definitely big on that.
Uh-huh. It's like, just say sorry. Just like, grow some balls and say sorry because all she did for you was love you wholeheartedly, be by your side,
Right.
be a great woman to you, and you did her wrong, and she don't deserve that.
Right.
She
I
don't
agree.
deserve that.
I agree. And then when you say I'm sorry, mean it. Don't
Hmm.
go back to doing the same thing.
Yeah. Mhm.
Mean
Most
mean what you
guys
say.
do that.
Right. Right.
and then they end up disrespecting their woman. Like, come on, dude.
Right.
Was it for real? Was the apology real or fake?
Right. Right. So
Mhm.
if I apologize, my apology is gonna be very sincere. That's
Mhm.
just for Mr. Tyeskie. I don't know about all the other guys.
Uh-huh. And you sang a couple of cover songs for her, and what other artists you mentioned?
Yeah, I did when I went to Atlanta. I did some. I love, man, Bobby Brown, man. This dude, man.
Yeah,
I love some Bobby Brown, man. I
mhm.
mean,
The bad
he
boy of
man,
R&B.
but he's an entertainer, and that's what I am. I love to entertain. If you ever see me perform, you will be like, wow, like this dude, like, and I mean, I'm the whole 90s guy. I like to give roses to the women. I like to go out into the
Uh-huh.
audience. I like
But
to,
nothing like 90s R&B.
yeah, yes, yes. So I
And,
I I,
and
I
that's
do all of
common,
that.
and that's common in an R&B event. You give out roses to the ladies.
Of course, of course. I'm gonna do all of that.
Hmm. And what other cover songs did you do?
I love Genuine. I have a whole nother level of respect for Genuine. I actually seen him live not too
Hmm.
long ago, and man, the
Hmm.
way this dude worked the crowd. I mean, the way
Oh,
he,
oh yeah,
oh
especially a
man,
dude in his early 50s looking like he's 20
oh man,
something.
oh
Oh,
man, the
that's
way
a
he,
blessing. That's a,
the
a gift from God.
it was unreal, man. The way he worked that stage, and I mean, that's
Hmm.
what a lot of singers don't understand. I mean, it's
Yeah.
one thing to sing. It's and
Hmm.
and it's another thing to entertain. I mean, when people go to a concert, they want to see a show. They don't want to see
Yes.
you just sit back there and just hold the mic and sing. No, if I pay for a concert, I'm
Yeah.
coming for a show. And
Hmm.
with me being an independent artist and watching people like Michael Jackson and all those other guys, I've learned to give you a show, and that's what I'm gonna give you, a
Hmm.
show.
Yeah. Hmm. And I saw Genuine perform for the very first time in the summer of 2021. Let me tell you something. The way this dude lined up his roses, he had I think it was like three or four roses on like the microphone stand, and threw it to the crowd.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I seen
threw,
that.
like
Yeah,
threw it one by one. He
yeah,
was out.
I seen that. Yeah,
Uh-huh. And that's a good thing. Instead of like going around giving roses to people, I mean, you could also throw it to just see which ladies are gonna take it. And the
right,
funny thing is that they're gonna be fighting over that rose.
right, right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I've actually seen him perform live, and people like Johnny Gill. I seen Johnny Gill live, and the way this dude move and dance and work the crowd, and he give out roses as well. I mean, I'm like, wow. And so I actually had a chance to. I didn't make it up on stage in time, but that
Mm-hmm.
night Johnny Gill, he was just letting people in the audience sing, and I was
Hmm.
really trying to work my way up there. And I was
Yeah.
like, man, if I can just get to this mic, like I'm gonna blow. But I didn't get a chance to get to it. But yeah, I love to see Johnny Gill as well.
Do you would you like to work with Johnny Gill as
Oh man,
in the future?
I would love to work with Johnny Gill. I've actually, I'm getting close.
Mm-hmm.
I'm friends with Randy Gill, which is his brother, and
And he
Randy,
was also in a group back in the day called To the Extreme, which they're one of the most underrated groups back
right?
in the 90s.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I would definitely love to work with Johnny Gill.
Hmm. And just pray about it. You just be consistent, and then that you would just get those phone calls. Hey, listen, I'm on the track with Bobby Brown. I'm on the track with Johnny Gill. I'm on the track with Genuine. I'm on the track with Devon. And
Right.
God will open those doors for you.
Yeah, I've been reaching out to, I mean, Babyface. I've been trying to get in contact with Babyface, Montel Jordan, um, singers like that because I would love for them to write me a song.
Hmm. It's gonna happen. You just gotta keep on praying.
Yeah,
Prayer and consistency are the key.
yeah, yes, ma'am. I believe that.
Yes. And speaking of her, what do you think about her?
About who?
Her,
Oh,
her, the singer.
I love her. I love
Yeah,
her.
she's amazing.
Yeah,
It's like
she's very
she's
talented.
like one of the of like the R&B singers that new R&B singers that amazing. She just has that soulful like gentle like attitude towards her.
Yeah, yeah. She's very talented. You know, she plays several instruments.
Yes.
So yeah, she's very very talented.
And speaking of her, it's like she's just like has this old school like flavor to her, and that's the one thing that I love.
Yeah, yeah. Of course.
know,
Yeah,
when singing R&B, it's like, you just got to like, come from your soul, like, sing it like you mean it, make that ugly face. And like, you're
yes.
not ugly, but like, that's what they see. You just got to make that ugly face because, people just need to like, you just need to show people like you mean it.
I totally
You
agree,
serious,
and
you about business.
I totally agree, and that's why when I perform, I wear sunglasses a lot, because
Uh-huh.
I
I
get
mean,
like,
you're supposed to. I mean, and even though, like, if the sun is down, you can wear sunglasses. So,
yeah, I'm one of those singers, man. I get real ugly.
mhm.
I get real ugly in the face. My eyes get to, bucking. So,
Yes,
but I mean,
I guess
it's the
a
passion.
thing is like you mean it when you in
Yes,
the studio, when you in front of a live audience, sing it like you mean it because
of
that's what
course,
you're doing.
of course. I mean,
That's part of your
if I
occupation,
don't feel
being
it,
a singer.
if I don't feel it, you won't feel it.
Hmm.
So my thing is to get out there and I mean, just to blow and you sing. Make them you make them remember who you are. I mean, I'm not really big, I'm not really big on crowds. I mean, but even if it's just 10 people, 10, 15 people,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna sing like it's millions. And
Yeah.
so
Hmm.
I'm gonna make you remember who Mr. Tyeskie is by the time I get off that stage.
Uh-huh. So, what artists did you do openings for, and in what city and state?
I haven't did a lot of openings for big artists, and that's one thing that I'm working on now. In the industry, it's pretty much all about who you know. And I
Mhm.
don't have management. I don't have a manager. I'm not with a label. I kind of do everything myself. But the last show that I did when I was in Atlanta, there was me, there was Lavelle, there was Tony Terry was there, Tabitha from Cut Close was there. So I mean, I get opportunities to go down there and kind of
Mhm.
sing, but it's not that I'm opening up for them. It's just we share the same stage.
Okay. All right.
But
That's
I would love to open up for some definitely 90s R&B. I mean, because
oh yeah, it's
that's
gonna
my
happen.
yeah, that's my lane.
Hmm. Okay. What do you have to tell the people on here, Tyski?
Man, I mean, just whatever your goals is, if you're an artist, whatever your goals is, don't stop, just keep pushing. I mean, it's really been a blessing, because I've accomplished so much as an independent artist.
Oh, that's
Um,
amazing.
yeah, I've reached right now. I have reached over 2.7 million streams. And then I just received this plaque here from iTunes. Um, I went number 50. I hit the charts in South Africa, and they sent me this plaque from iTunes. So
Congratulations.
yeah, so I mean, as an independent artist, I mean, it makes me feel good that I'm able to do this, as an independent artist. So when the time does come, for me to elevate or get management or or signing with labels and stuff like that. I've
Hmm.
already accomplished a lot as an independent artist. So I mean,
Hmm.
just keep going. Just keep pushing. Don't give up.
Hmm. Yes, just speak to the people, like, and like your name Tyeskie is like it's pretty unique. I mean, I heard of Ty, but not Tyeskie. Tell us about your name, Tyeskie, Mr. Tyeskie.
Well, my people are German,
Okay,
so that's how that
German and
name.
black, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Well, my great grandfather, he was white. He was a white guy.
Hmm.
So which I never met him, but yeah, that's where the name came from. And my name is Delon Tyeskie, and I just decided to go by Mr. Tyeskie.
Okay. Okay, that's good. And that's amazing. And
Yeah,
thank you, Mr. Tyeskie, for joining my podcast this evening. Just keep on praying. The Lord has, like, many in store for you. And just keep doing you.
I appreciate it. I was very excited. I look at different interviews and stuff that you have done, and I'm like, man, I would
Hmm.
like to be on her show. I would like to be on her show. So when you reached out
Uh-huh.
to me,
And because you like most of my photos, so like, I was
yeah,
just saying that, just let me have him on. I mean, like, his songs sound dope, and I finally had you, and
yeah,
it's more than a pleasure.
yeah, I was very honored. So thanks for
Mhm.
having me. Thanks for
No
having me.
problem. Have a blessed evening.
All right, you too. Bye.
Bye.